So for the next section, which I'm particularly excited about, we're going to be hearing from 4 fantastic students. And just whilst Alexandra's sharing her screen, so Alexandra Noble is an employability and progression assistant from the University of Leeds, and she's the first student that we're going to be hearing from today, and we've got 4 fantastic students sharing their story. So I'm going to hand over to you now, Alexandra, and I look forward to hearing your story.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex, an employability and progression assistant at the University of Leeds. I'm currently undertaking a graduate internship, as Jane said, alongside 3 other employability and progression assistants at the University's Career Centre. Currently we're working virtually, and the internship is 2 years, and we are all University of Leeds graduates. So these are the EPA team, myself, Ollie, Lawrence and Aaliyah. We predominantly work with widening participation students, helping them to think about their next steps after graduation, and assist developing targeted employability activity and resources. We offer peer-like support, and as Leeds graduate, have an understanding of the institution. So as we understand the student life cycle and all come from different degree backgrounds, we can empathise with students. So we might not necessarily work with first years as much because, you know, they're settling into university, and careers might not be on the mind, whereas second year students, you know, they might be considering an industrial placement or year abroad, and some of the EPAs have had experience of that, and can demonstrate how they felt, and talk about their experiences. Whereas final year, we know that it's not only understanding that students have assessments such as dissertations, think about graduation is fast approaching, and we want to show that we're here for the students and to say that we've been in their position, and know that from our personal experience how some of the students are feeling, as it can be quite daunting, and also it can be exciting. So either way, our role is to show that support that is on offer. And then thinking about graduation, the challenges, maybe the difficulties, I think it's about creating an open and honest conversation, especially working with widening participation students, as you know, applying for jobs can be quite challenging, and rejections they may face, not knowing kind of what you want to do. From student feedback, knowing that someone's been in their situation can help. And again, like I said, it allows an open and honest conversation with these students, which I think improves engagement. So there are a number of different elements to our role, and we're always open to lots of different opportunities that are presented to us. As a graduate intern, we really want to get stuck in with whatever projects that we can. So I've listed quite a few, and I'll quickly just go over a couple. We work on a variety of projects within the service and wider university. Each EPA has also had the opportunity to kind of develop some research in different areas, meeting the widening participation agenda to help across wider services and beyond. So for example, I've been working with the Lifelong Learning Centre. I've also been researching about mature students. So instead of now thinking about one-off sessions, we're thinking about developing a programme based on the research, and hopefully offering tailored support for these students. Also, we've had the chance to work with different teams in the service to create digital resources, especially with everything that's going on, and also diversify our social media and blog pages from tailored vacancy threads, and then highlighting exclusive opportunities for widening participation students. And it's been really great to be creative with a lot of the content. However, something that we're always thinking about is that one-to-one support. So for instance, booking a one-to-one meeting through the platform for events and appointments, My Career. These one-to-one meetings can be for CV checks and application support, but it's just about putting that bit of extra time in for a student that may not have the confidence to walk into the Career Centre, know that actually that support's available to them, and highlighting all the opportunities that are available to them as a Leeds student. So the target groups identified are in our access and participation plan, and our caseload lists receive this one-to-one support. So these are students that are thought of as high risk based on their careers readiness data set, and also engagement with the Career Centre, so the data surrounding that. And then finally, just to kind of sum up what I've gained from this internship so far, the panel gave lots of kind of great benefits of peer-to-peer support. And although I've worked from home now longer than I have actually in the Career Centre building, my first year I've gained so much insight. So first of all, thinking about kind of after the internship, I am very interested in staying in higher education. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do after I graduated. I knew I liked the education setting, but I really found this internship has made me want to progress further, especially within a widening participation team. As I think the work that's ongoing is so important. I've had lots of opportunities to be a part of a variety of projects, big and small, as Jay mentioned, the In Leeds project. So that's collaborating with other Leeds universities, local employers, alumni. And then with these projects then comes a responsibility, especially on ones that we lead, whether that's internally or the bigger projects like in Leeds. This has boosted my confidence personally, especially quite early into the role, as we had lots of different things to be getting on with, and this enabled me to then volunteer and participate in other activities and events and workshops. And then, like Jane said, the whole graduate programme is about ongoing training, and we then can develop our skills. So for me personally, like project management, communication and prioritisation, I think are key skills definitely that I'll benefit from in any role after this internship. And then finally, as a team, as Jane said again, we are able to create co-create lots of content with staff in the service. So whether that's to support staff with inclusive language, getting them on social media, kind of posting opportunities, and also reviewing material, whether that's in the curriculum or just looking over some work that they've done. We've had quite a strong influence as EPAs and being able to advise other colleagues on what might work, what might not work, all depending kind of on our experience as students, what we think they might like and what they might not like. So there are my details. Oh, have I gone back? There we go. If you need any, but thank you.
Thanks very much, Alexander. That's absolutely fantastic, and I think really interesting to hear about sort of the influence you're having within service and being able to support, and particularly things around things like inclusive language and those elements are really, really positive. And yeah, it's a fantastic initiative at the University of Leeds, and all of the EPAs I've met have been absolutely awesome and worked on fantastic projects. So next up, we've got Abby from the University of Liverpool. Just while she shares her screen, she's been working within the Career Studio at the university, yeah, she's got a fantastic insight to share. Hi, Abby.
Hi, I'm just going to share my screen now.
Awesome.
Okay, sorry for the delay there, guys. My laptop is really slow. So hi, I'm Abby. I am a career coach at the University of Liverpool, but I also hold another peer-to-peer role at the university, which did stem from being a career coach, which is a digital coach, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about today. So this is just a bit about me. So this picture was before lockdown. I don't look quite as glowing now. So I'm a final year theoretical physics student at the university, and I've been working as a career coach for 2 years now. So this academic year will be my 3rd year of being a career coach. I was part of the first cohort that the university had. And then, as I said before, I'm also a digital coach. So I specialise in kind of graphic design, and that was through a programme that I did last summer. So I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So student career coach. So you've already heard about the Career Studio from Emma and Paul, so I won't dwell too much on it. But essentially we deliver peer-to-peer careers advice to other students on a casual drop-in basis, so there's no appointments necessary, and I think this does go down quite well with students who always have so many things to do. So in terms of training, so I was one of the first cohort to ever take on the role in the UK, I believe, and we had 2 weeks training from careers professionals within the department itself, so Emma and her team, and then we also had grad consult come in and AgCast delivering sessions for us throughout these 2 weeks of pretty intensive training. And in our day-to-day role, we help students with pretty much all career-related queries, such as CVs, cover letters, interviews, assessment centres, application forms, pretty much anything that they present with. It might just even be they don't have a clue where to go or what to do next. And we also deliver workshops to groups of students, so we'll make a presentation and deliver it to, say, 20 students, whether this be on maybe a CV crash course or a subject-specific one, like a law CV or something. And we do also help staff the career events, so careers fairs, recruiters in residence and things like that. So the role is really varied and we get involved in loads of different things. So this programme I took part in last summer. So it's a 12-week programme aimed at commuter students like myself. So I'm from Liverpool, so I commute to and from university. And it was funded by the Office for Students in joint with Agent, which is a marketing company in Liverpool. And it gave us all a chance to upskill once identifying the skills gap in the Liverpool city region. And we were then trained up as a digital coach to then pass these skills on to students in the university as well. So like I said, I completed it last summer and we completed a research project. I upskilled myself in graphic design and then passed on all of these skills to other students in the university through sessions that we held. So essentially just coach other students, a bit like career coaching, but it'll be in a specific skill. So I think the two roles really tie into each other, and I would have never even heard of the opportunity if I didn't already work for careers, and I don't think I would have been nearly as successful without the skills that I'd already gained from being a career coach, such as confidence, public speaking and things like that. So it is essentially peer-to-peer, so the sessions were completely independently run by myself. There was no kind of senior staff there or anything like that. They're always well attended and the students were always really engaged, so they were quite comfortable asking me questions and challenging ideas, whereas if it was a lecturer, I think they would have been a bit more quiet. So I think this just further solidifies how much students actually value the peer-to-peer model and delivery, and not just in careers, but also other things that they might want to get involved in, like skills and things like that. So I do think it's really important across all fronts to have that peer-to-peer delivery there. And obviously it did stem from careers where we all learnt it, and I think that could be stemmed out to other things. So in our university, we also have a peer mentor system as well, so a centralised peer mentor that's run by careers, and I think this delivery is really going to be the next big thing, if you like. So it's just a little conclusion. So I think the University of Liverpool are really kind of paving the way in the peer-to-peer delivery, whether this be through the career coaching or through other methods like digital coach and peer mentors. And it's really successful on many different fronts. So just a little conclusion about career coaching itself. So being a career coach isn't just about checking CVs, but about developing both the students and the coach's confidence, skill level and emotional intelligence. So especially for me, so I hated public speaking, I hated presentations, and now I'm delivering a conference to all of you guys. I don't think I would have ever been able to do this if I wasn't a career coach and I didn't have all of those skills that I'd gained in the role. And I don't think I could have got a more supportive and rewarding experience from the university as I have so far from being a student career coach at Liverpool. I know that was really quick, but I know I've only got a little bit of time, so I don't want to overrun. So thank you for listening, and feel free to ask questions in the Q&A or to Mike or whatever, and connect with me on LinkedIn if you'd like. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much, Abby. That was absolutely fantastic. And we are getting quite a few questions through, and we will try and come back to them, and we will be storing all of those. The morning session where we have obviously panels and lots of sort of bite-sized presentations is a little bit more difficult to field all of your questions, but there will be plenty of opportunity to ask questions and take questions, particularly in the later sessions and some of the keynote talks and things like that. So So we'll see where we are with time after the final session. So we've had two fantastic students already, and the third student we're going to hear from is Chloe from Kingston University. So just while she's sharing her screen, as Ali talked about, they've really delivered some fantastic work and really working in partnership with students, and it's key to the ethos of the institution. So I'm really excited to hear this from Chloe now.
Sorry guys, I can't get my screen to share either. I have no idea what I've done.
Don't worry.
Sorry. Is it worth somebody else going before me?
Yeah, what we could do, yeah. So we've got a video to show from one of the other coaches who couldn't be here today. So what we'll do is we'll show that video, and one of the team will be in touch with you just to sort of check on technical stuff. It's absolutely fine. We'll work it out, no problem. Okay, so I'm gonna hand back to the mothership, who are now gonna hopefully share. And this is from Grace Thompson, who's one of the fantastic career coaches from Staffordshire University. And because she started her graduate scheme this week, she is sharing her thoughts via a video that she's prepared.
Hello and welcome to my presentation. Apologies I could not deliver this presentation live, but whilst you are currently watching this, I am partaking in Boots Induction Week for the HR Graduate Scheme. So to briefly introduce myself, my name is Grace Thompson, and I have worked as a career coach for the Career Studio at Staffordshire University for a year, since it opened last September, whilst studying a Master's in Digital Marketing Management. I also have a background in retail management and sales, and have completed a business degree also. So the Career Studio at Staffordshire University offers peer-to-peer coaching in a drop-in environment, which is led by students for students. So it's a successful, unique selling point which makes the studio so popular amongst students. Whilst working as a career coach, Martin has given us the opportunity to utilise our skill set and knowledge in our particular field of study to enhance different aspects of the studio. So in a nutshell, for my project, I have helped to create and launch a career studio blog. So the rationale behind creating the Career Studio blog website was due to the corona pandemic outbreak, so resulting in a lockdown which closed the physical studio. As you can see here on the screenshots, on the right is a snippet of the landing page of the website, and on the left shows you the blog navigation section of the website. So the blog website was a way of maintaining the peer-to-peer coaching and providing students with the ability to connect directly to them in regards to careers and continuing to support them digitally. So as it shows here on the website, we have our peer-to-peer coaching unique selling point. They can learn more about the coaches, and throughout the website also gives them direct links to resources on our Career Studio website, on the main Staffordshire University website section. So during the uncertain time, the blog has provided students with tools and content to improve their personal development. It also provides a platform for an online community and enables the increase of brand awareness amongst the target audience. So with COVID-19 changing recruitment processes, the blog has been used to be able to provide up-to-date information and resources to students directly. So the goal of the blog, as mentioned earlier, was to increase brand awareness and also to generate traffic to the website, and with the physical studio being closed. So to successfully implement the blog, so careful planning was taken, so such as an in-depth competitor analysis, consumer profile, and a website audit to ensure a sufficient marketing strategy was formed ahead of the creation. Fellow career coaches contributed to the blogs after we did a brief training in blogging and provided help guides to how to write a blog. Each blog was then reviewed ahead of publishing to ensure consistency throughout. A blog schedule was created alongside the marketing plan to promote the blog across all social media, email marketing, and online newsletters to reach the target audience, which is Staffordshire University students and alumni. So the blog was initially launched using the host site of Wix, before then being implemented into the main website, Staffordshire University website, using WordPress. So here is an example of the blog called Looking on the Bright Side of COVID, which was written by a career coach called Bertha, and the blog actually reached over 20,000 views. So this is an advantage of creating a blog website. It's because analytics are easy to access and trends are easy to spot. So we noticed a clear trend in content relating to COVID-19 and the pandemic and different things like that, and we was able to then tailor the content to the consumer demands based on the views and engagement levels. So in terms of analytics overall, during the first few months of the blog, it reached over 23,000 views, which when compared to our competitors, when I put their blog websites into a marketing analytic website, it showed that their average views were around 2,000 a month, and we achieved 23,000 in only a space of about 4 months. As well as reaching high traffic levels on the blog, engagement levels also increased across all social media platforms, as we had original content to share and we was posting consistently across all. Just to name a few, Twitter rose from having 3,000 as their highest engagement level to then reaching an average of 84,000. LinkedIn also increased significantly, and it increased by 43% since the launch. So just to summarise a little bit about myself and being a coach, so as well as having the opportunity to put my academic knowledge into practice through being given a marketing project, I also developed my own transferable skills through being a career coach, and that has led me to pursuing a career in HR and really discovering where my passion lies. So being a career coach has developed my confidence in my own ability, and it's given me opportunities to partake in applying my academic knowledge, like I said, from digital marketing and my business degree. And also it's helped me solidify learnings which I can use then in the future. So like mentioned earlier, and the next stage for me in my career is joining the HR graduate scheme at Boots, where I'm going to be based in store for 4 months as part of the management team before then joining the head office HR team. Thank you for listening. I hope this gave you a bit of an insight into like the projects available, doing a career coach. And if you've got any more questions, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or send me an email. Thank you.
Okay, so another fantastic presentation there from Grace at Staffordshire University. So we're hoping we have the technical issue sorted. So I'm going to ask Chloe to try and share her screen again. Oh, we're on. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to hand over to Chloe to talk about her experiences now.
Okay, hi guys, lovely to be talking to you. I'm actually going to read off a bit of a script because I have a habit of going way over the 5 minutes and I've already ruined that a little bit enough. So what I wanted to talk about today is a bit of a tangent, and it's probably just going to be a crazy mix of things from beginning to end, but we'll give it a go. So my thought process for this really starts at the beginning of lockdown. I think the world we were used to when it came to jobs and careers was a very close and collective community. And then all of a sudden, it shifted into a very distant, individual and clean alternative. For me, at least, I think I realised that the job world had really drastically changed. And something which was supposed to be very social, like going for interviews or talking about your career, to an advisor like me, yeah, had become a really new thing. And we kind of had to learn those new nuances. It's become a lot harder for us to concisely explain our work to others in this new context. And I think because of each of our roles changing so drastically, whether that's at university, work, or at home, it's now really difficult for us to explain our skills. So yeah, my job personally had gone from the very social public-facing role of careers coordinator to a kind of odd content creator. So that's kind of more what I'm going to show you today. Yes. So, at the very beginning of lockdown, this was one of the first projects I started working on. And it's possibly a bit of a weird thing to show you guys because, yeah, it's just quite simple, it's quite small. But I think we talk a lot about this new age that we're living in, especially at the moment since COVID. We're going to have so much digital consumption available to us. And I think it was really fun for me making something simple like this. It was basically just like a cheat sheet, a foldable handout, digitally downloadable for students to take away during this time. So that was really nice. This was a bigger project I started working on, as well as the Broadening Horizons scheme, which again, I was more just focused on kind of content creation, virtual and non-virtual design, and somewhat marketing. I've completely come off script, even though I said I wouldn't. Yeah, so really just started working on stuff like this. This was really interesting because it was a time for me to be able to work as part of the larger careers team, but still through just emails. So it was really a way of trying to figure out where all of our skills and communication worked in this new ever-changing paradigm. Yes, so I've gone on a bit of a tangent, like I said I would, 3 different projects. It's quite a lot to do in 5 minutes, so I apologise. This is a project I'm actually working on at the moment with 2 guys about finding your ideal work experience. What I found really great about this project was I was kind of left to my own devices. So I had to get all their social media content and advertising to a place that I thought suited both what they wanted, but also what I thought students would want to see and what would get the right students in for this course. So this is just 3 Instagram posts, nothing particularly exciting. But yeah, I think that was really something I found very interesting. So I think when thinking about this talk today, I suppose I realised that's something that lies quite fundamentally at the core of career journeys, is trying to reevaluate these skills and figuring out where they work in your career context, and trying to find a way to make that work for you and your criteria, if that made any sense. I think, well, I hope all of the projects that I've done since lockdown have been really focused around that idea for students. And it's been really interesting for me, kind of working alongside students and their journey and kind of going on the same journey myself, trying to, yeah, navigate this new COVID world. Yeah, so like I thought it would be, that was a bit of ramblings, but thank you. And that's it really.
Okay, thanks so much, Chloe. That was absolutely fantastic, and I'm so glad we got to see that presentation. I think one of the fantastic things about student coaches and the career coaches and the various roles they do is that they bring huge talents to the role, such as sort of the digital creation, the social media marketing, and often things that they're learning through their course, or they bring whole different skill sets to services, as well as the work they do one-to-one with students. And as you can see from that fantastically creative, brilliant graphic design work as well. So that was a great presentation to end on, and I think all 4 of those students were absolutely fantastic. And that brings us to the end of our first section, and we're going to have a short break now till 11:45, and then we're going to have some fantastic thought leaders from the sector talking about what's going on in the market. I can see in the chat people popping up saying they were all fantastic and the students were absolutely brilliant. We're going to hear from some more awesome students later on in the day as well. We will see you back here. Time now to grab a coffee and take a short break, and we'll see you back here at 11:45 to hear from Charlie Ball.